Ali MacGraw was once the face of Hollywood innocence. Her breakout role in Love Story turned her into a generational icon. The young woman whose performance made audiences believe in a love so pure it seemed untouchable. But behind the camera, her real life was far darker than any character she played. At the height of her fame, she found herself pulled into the orbit of Steve McQueen, the king of cool, whose charisma made him irresistible and whose demons made him impossible. Their romance began like a fairy tale, but quickly turned into years of control, jealousy, and heartbreak. Now, in her later years, Ali reflects on the love that both defined and destroyed her, with revelations that continue to shock fans of classic cinema. Born in Bedford Village, New York, Ali's childhood was marked by instability. Her father struggled with alcoholism, and her parents' constant fighting left her insecure and searching for escape. She found her way into modeling, and, under the guidance of fashion editor Diana Vreeland, she transitioned into film. Her first major role in Goodbye Columbus in 1969 made Hollywood take notice, but it was her performance in Love Story just a year later that cemented her status as a star. The film grossed over $100 million worldwide and gave the world the unforgettable line, "Love means never having to say you're sorry." Professionally, Ali was on top of the world. Personally, she seemed equally blessed, having married Paramount producer Robert Evans in 1969 and welcomed their son Joshua in 1971. But destiny soon introduced her to a man who would change everything, Steve McQueen. In 1972, Ali was cast opposite McQueen in The Getaway, a move that Evans himself helped arrange. She was hesitant at first, admitting in her later memoir Moving Pictures that she already sensed the danger of working so closely with him. And she was right. McQueen, already a global superstar, was magnetic, rebellious, and impossible to ignore. Their chemistry was undeniable, and despite her marriage, Ali was quickly swept into an affair with him. The publicity surrounding their romance fueled box office sales. But off-screen, the fallout was brutal. Evans, blindsided and humiliated, was left behind, and by 1973, Ali had married McQueen. To the public, it looked like Hollywood's most glamorous pairing. In reality, it was the beginning of her greatest sacrifice. McQueen demanded control from the start. He insisted Ali sign a prenuptial agreement and, more painfully, give up her acting career altogether. At the very peak of her fame, she walked away from Hollywood to be the kind of wife he wanted: silent, devoted, and available. Life in their Malibu beach house seemed idyllic on the surface, but behind closed doors, McQueen's jealousy, substance abuse, and emotional scars from childhood created a toxic environment. Ali later admitted she became a cook, a maid, and a simple homemaker, burying her own ambitions out of fear of losing him. The isolation was suffocating, and though she adored him, she also felt increasingly trapped. McQueen's drinking and drug use fueled volatility, while his constant suspicions eroded the bond between them. By the mid-1970s, their dream marriage had become a nightmare of silence, anger, and betrayal. By 1977, Ali had reached her breaking point. Tired of sacrificing her identity, she told McQueen she wanted to return to acting. His response was cold and final. If she worked again, their marriage was over. That moment shattered whatever remained of their relationship. She accepted a role in Convoy, and soon after, they divorced. Just 2 years later, tragedy struck when McQueen was diagnosed with cancer and died at the age of 50. For Ali, his death was a complicated grief. Despite the heartbreak and betrayal, she admitted, "I wish we had both grown old sober." It was a bittersweet acknowledgement of the love and life they could never share. In the years after his death, Ali struggled with her own demons. Alcohol became her escape, but by the early 1990s, she sought help at the Betty Ford Center and began the long journey of recovery. Her memoir, Moving Pictures, Published in 1991, laid bare her painful past and became a bestseller for its honesty and vulnerability. Choosing peace over fame, she eventually left Hollywood for Santa Fe, New Mexico, where she embraced sobriety, yoga, gardening, and a simpler life. She never remarried, instead devoting herself to friendships, spiritual practice, and meaningful projects, including fashion collaborations that empower women artisans worldwide. Now, at 85, Ali MacGraw is a survivor. She no longer defines herself by Hollywood glamour or the shadow of Steve McQueen. Instead, she speaks candidly about her past, acknowledging both the passion and the pain. "There were wonderful days and dreadful days," she once said. "I'm not a victim in any way." Her courage to share her truth has given her story a power that transcends celebrity. Ali MacGraw is no longer just the young woman from Love Story. She is a testament to resilience, honesty, and the strength to reclaim one's life after heartbreak.